What really happened on the 28th of January 1077? Come with me and let's find out. Manchi, let's go. It was on this date that the German King Henry IV returned to the church after his famous walk to Canossa. Here's what happened. King Henry IV and Pope Gregory VII were engaged in a bitter dispute about what it was that bishops actually did. Annoyed that King Henry wouldn't agree with him, when it was time for Pope Gregory to visit his friend Matilda of Tuscany, he locked up the church before he left, taking the key with him. Normally he would have just left the church open because what's Henry going to do, eat all the candles? But Henry needed to get into that church. He had left all 52 of his favourite paintings in the entire world inside. These exquisite artworks took the form of 52 nudie playing cards, a gift from his best friend, my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Hugh Clooney Delaney. Hugh Clooney had seen the playing cards on a trip to France and he knew King Henry would love them. And he was right, King Henry was bored out of his skull without being able to look at his lovely cards. So it's hardly a surprise that in this time of trouble, King Henry turned to Hugh Clooney to help. Hugh Clooney knew Matilda, and he also knew that she had one weakness. She couldn't resist salt and vinegar crisps. So he told Henry to walk to Canossa, get her a big bag of crisps, and then he could use those to tempt her into stealing the key from Gregory and giving it to him. But it had been a long winter, and the Italians, who had been eating nothing but sorrel for months, went mad for crisps, and they'd already bought every single packet in the market at Canossa. King Henry wanted to just give up at that stage, but Hugh Clooney had a much better plan. Despite the cold, they sat outside a tavern for 3 days, waiting for a bishop to walk by. They followed him to his lair. The bishop's lair was packed floor to ceiling with cigarettes, chocolates, ice creams and crisps. And Hugh Clooney had a second pack of nudie playing cards, which he offered to swap for a pack of salt and vinegar. They returned to Matilda's house, only to find Gregory had convinced her to go on a diet, and she didn't want the crisps. Then Hugh Clooney reminded Henry they knew exactly what bishops did, the black market. So they suggested swapping this information for the key. Grudgingly, Gregory agreed. Finally, King Henry was able to look at his lovely pictures again. But Gregory was angry. Nobody had offered him a pack of nudie playing cards. So he followed the two men, and as soon as they were inside the church, he locked the door. He thought they'd be okay for a day or two, with the big packet of crisps between the two of them. But Hugh Clooney had already eaten them all. Luckily, King Henry managed to survive by eating all the church's candles, for which Gregory excommunicated him, which in turn led to the sacking of Rome several years later. But you can't blame Hugh Clooney for that. He had offered to go 50-50 on the crisps if King Henry would go 50-50 on the cards, but King Henry wouldn't. And anyway, Hugh Clooney died on the final night of their imprisonment in the church, when King Henry let off a dreadful, wet wax fart in the enclosed space of the sacristy.